Hey there, Tundra Nation, and welcome back to the channel. Today on Tundra Tactical, boy, do we have some questions for Pam Bondi and that new 2A task force she's putting together in the DOJ. So stay tuned, thanks for watching, and let's start the show.
What the fuck is going on here?
All right, folks, I am about as curious as I can be overall as to what you all think about the news dropping that Pam Bondi is creating a Second Amendment task force inside of the Department of Justice.
We're all gonna die.
Hey folks, I know you're watching the video, but I wanted to tell you guys about this chance for you guys, our subscribers and our friends, to help support the channel. We've partnered with fanofthem.com, a veteran-owned organization which we absolutely support, to bring you guys a chance to win the Zev Heartbreaker. Yeah, you guys heard me right. $3,200 pistol. We're just casually giving it away. All you got to do is click the link down in the description. Go to fanofthem.com/Tundra Tactical. Buy a limited edition collectible. That's harder than you think it is to say. Or digital downloads too. And you can get some cool merch. Not only that, but a chance to win the Heartbreaker as well. Seriously, it's the greatest giveaway of all time, at least in the Tundra Nation's history, folks. Go check out fanofthem.com. Veteran-owned business. What better way to support them than to support us too? 2 for 1 Heartbreaker, and well, there's going to be one lucky fan very soon. Man, it is, I guess on one hand, like the one camp is like, yay, Turbo, awesome, everybody's happy, and the Second Amendment is getting the attention it deserves, right? And then the other camp is saying, nah, dog, like, not enough. That's too little, too late. It's really like more of a moot gesture at this point. I know a few of my friends live in this camp, a few of my friends live in this camp, and I feel like right now, I don't know, man, I've got like a foot on both sides. I'm in like the worst possible position. There's a huge part of me. Don't you hate these people who like just straddle the fence and just sit there? I'll freely admit it on this one. I don't know what to think on this, because there's a part of me that says, yes, this is awesome. I love it. Seeing, what's the doomed phrase? This is good progress, right? Good progress. It's a step in the right direction. The camp that is not happy right now hates that phrase.
You know what? Don't even fucking talk to me anymore. Seriously.
Because the other camp's saying like, no compromise. This isn't enough. All gun laws are infringements, as they are, and we need to get them all gone right now, right? I've never been a massive like Trump fanboy saying, yay, this time around it's going to be different. I mean, we all remember take the guns first, due process later, and bump stocks. We're never going to let them forget that. We promised we never would let them forget that, and we're definitely not going to go light on that promise.
We could forget about. I think that's probably the reason the whole thing started.
I think I got to say it's too little too late. I think I got to go there and say, man, we need some bigger waves to happen. This was a pen stroke. This was a day one decision. This is something that could have been done completely and utterly just with zero effort almost. In all fairness, I think the issue might be bigger than what we think it is, or different than what we think it is. I think we have to change the way the administration thinks about us, not as like this chummy tiny little minority, but as a significant percentage of America's voting population. I mean, what's the average number? What's not the average? What's the current number of guns owned in the United States? Let's put it up on the screen right now. It's a lot. And if they took us more seriously, then I guarantee you some of these pen stroke things that they're passing off as these major freaking events would be done a lot faster, and we'd be moving on to bigger and better things, like repealing the NFA and making the official declaration that the ATF is gay, and they should also be repealed. Let's look at history, huh? Anytime the government is dangling some big flashy thing in front of your face saying, ooh, look at this, fucking put your hand over your butthole because you're about to get fucked. Seriously, I look at pretty much every time in history where the government has done that, said, hey, look at this cool, awesome thing that you've always wanted right here. And then they literally go back and donkey punch you in the back of the head with some other fuckery. It is absolutely wild, and I don't know how to feel about that right now. I'm a little jaded. This is the equivalent of your ex trying to get back with you, folks, by promising not to cheat on you anymore, only to then tell you months later that she has taken the first step and now requires all the guys to wear condoms. Yeah, it's not a great look.
she's for the streets.
Hey, real quick, props though to the Firearms Policy Coalition for getting shit done. Not 24 freaking hours after they visit the White House, the administration fucking yeets out the zero tolerance policy. Yay, another pen stroke. Could have been done on day one, but I guess awesome. Boy, there's a whole nother video in zero tolerance as well that I think we might tackle. He announces also the creation, or the administration announces the creation of a 2A task force. There is a lot of craziness, but first, let's back it up to the FPC bit, guys. Support your gun rights organizations. We love FPC, GOA, all of our friends over there take the fight really to the front lines. And they're out there 4 a.m, driving to the courthouses, driving to the capitals, making sure that your voices are heard. Please, for the nominal fee that they ask you for, it is so worth it. Plus, there's a lot of other benefits, as we saw with the unconstitutional as fuck, but still kind of cool situation where, like, if you were part of GOA or FPC and you had a pistol brace, you were pretty much protected. Like, still not cool, but cool. I guess this is the whole conversation of what we're asking about or talking about today. That's some bullshit that we got to talk and think like that. It's really fucking confusing, and it really shouldn't be that way. Goddamn politics for being like this.
Lucifer.
Seriously, folks, the FPC must be all over there just basking, doing printer toner ink angels, because that damn lawsuit printer has been working harder than your mom with her new yoga instructor, Darren. Let's get back to the video. That wasn't even an ad. Let's just rock and roll. So, once again, I gotta say I love the news, but at the same time, in fairness to all of his voters, Trump promised moves like this on day one, like we said earlier. And here we are months into the administration, and all of the signals seem extremely mixed. I mean, Bondi, fuck, she has a terrible track record in consistency when it comes to things like the Second Amendment. And we all remember that Trump takes his guns first and does the due process thing second. Also, where do we go with like the details on the task force? I understand this news is pretty new and they're just making like the casual announcement. But generally speaking, when you announce something that is fucking constitutional, like in regards to the context here, you would come out with at least a little bit of a plan. Now, it turns out on the day of recording this, like literally minutes ago, there was some detail about it. We'll include a quick little link to where you can find that doc, but I'll have a full video on that a little bit later on in the week. Here's what we know. Bondi goes on to say that this task force is going to watch and review and go after any type of legislation or policies that infringe on Americans' 2A rights. That is a massive order. That's like going into a fast food restaurant with a bunch of fat people and expecting the cooks to be able to keep up with everything as time goes on. It's just not the case. So where does the entirety of this scope lie? Is it going to be focused on specific ideas and instances? Is it going to be focused on specific laws that have been passed, like we have been talking about, waiting for the damn report to come out for ages and ages? This is one of the things that we mentioned is, and Trump talked about getting rid of all the Biden era gun control. That could be a potential target of this. But when it talks so broadly about 2A rights, I feel like this leaves a lot of room for them to just say, all right, check mark, check mark, check mark. There's 3 things. They're happy now. We're moving on to bigger and better things. Fuck the Second Amendment. We did our job. That's not the result that we're looking for here, folks. We want them to go on and take this seriously. I just don't trust it right now. I don't trust how vague the scope is. That's the ultimate point here. However long that rant was cut down to, the ultimate point is exactly that. I don't trust it. Here, I mean, you're talking to Tundra here. We love taking the opposition down a peg or two whenever we get the chance. But this is coming from somebody with ADHD like you've never fucking seen before. Organization and efficient use of time is the key to having any type of this project with this scope succeed. And I don't trust the government to be able to put that type of organization and efficiency forward. Bureaucracy is the fucking opposite. The more I read into this and the more I look at it, it seems like that checkbox to say, hey, we're going to satisfy them. We're going to give them a little drip of what they want just to quell the masses. And boy, I don't really like that. I feel like this needs to be bigger.
That's what she said.
Here's a great one. How about this? What happens if, like, in my home state of Minnesota, yes, I know, unfucking fortunate, right? What happens if, like in my home state of Minnesota, old tampon Tim there, and Mayor Jacob French Fries decides to say, oh, we don't care what rulings come out of this. We're just not going to enforce it. And we're going to continue to persecute law-abiding citizens and working on the old administration's rules. What happens when their political cry for change or dissonance or whatever they want to call it? What happens when it literally starts breaking the rules of what's coming out of this, if anything ever comes out of this? Will there be action to prosecute those people? Because I guarantee you it stops real quick if you prosecute one person.
That they put you in jail right away.
Jared from Guns and Gadgets has a really, really great quote on this from his video on the subject. Go check it out if you haven't. Rights are rights, and you're not guaranteed safety. What he's saying is your rights should trump the conveniences that the government, quote unquote, is trying to provide you with these. I'm not even going to say trying to provide you, but trying to pull a hood over your head and say, hey, we have more control over you. They're trying to do this under the guise of adding more safety. Safety should be your responsibility to provide yourself through things like your firearms, which are your constitutionally protected rights. I just want to see Americans have their rights restored. And I'm certainly not going to oppose moves like this. Like, I'm not going to say, nah, don't do it. But I am going to be critical of potential fuckery. And I think that is the definition of this channel, is what we've done in the past. You know, we were talking about this in a pre-show call where, you know, when was the last time we roasted a gun channel, or not a gun channel, excuse me, a gun company? And we realized it's been a pretty long time, but we have been roasting, and we've been focusing, in my opinion, on the things that really, really matter right now, and trying to get that needle moving and that scale moved in the right direction for us in a meaningful and an impactful way. Not just a stroke of the pen thing that could be done on day one. Trump, Bondi, do better. And remember, all gun laws are infringements, ladies and gentlemen, and the ATF is gay. We'll see you next time. Make sure to click the link in the description down below, fanofthem.com/Tundra Tactical. Grab some limited edition channel merch or a digital download. Get your automatic entry and a chance to win the amazing Zev Heartbreaker, folks. Woohoo! I swear to God, it's not an April Fool's joke. Let's have some fun.
Go away, Boyden.